Hey, Evo. Okay. All right. That's it. If you guys want to hear the rest, I won't even try to do it. If you guys want to hear the rest, you gotta hit up iTunes, Apple Music. His music is available anywhere that music can be found online. So again, this is Music Mondays with Terri Cann. Welcome. Tonight, we are featuring the one and only Mr. Gene. He's coming on. No. Did you hear that? Did I do that?
I heard you. Mine is still connecting. Oh, there you are. What's up? What's going on?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Mr. Noah?
Good. I'm doing great. Hang on. Let's see here. I need to be. Let's adjust something.
You can bring your camera down just a little bit.
Yeah. Hang on here. I can do this. I can do something like this. Will this work? That'll work. Something right here. There we go.
There we
go. Boom. I could do that.
I want you to be comfortable now. You good?
I'm real comfortable. How you doing?
I am amazing. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing great. Trying to get this little angle situation right here. We good now.
If you can move your camera up, okay, we're good. I can see you in the frame better. That's cool.
Okay.
Marley, look, I say he be singing. Like this is the question I have. Like, who taught you how to sing, and are they available for me? Like that's right here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Honestly, a lot of it is just genetics. You know, my mom is a great singer, and I grew up listening to her and being around great singers, and I just sang all the time. I played the keys all the time, and I just was constantly annoying everybody all the time with it until I got good. So.
Listen, I mean, you say that passingly, but that is usually like my first question. Like, take us through your musical journey, because I mean, this is probably so stereotypical to say because you're Black, but I'm like, you sound like a church kid. Like these riffs and these harmonies.
Oh no, I'm definitely a church kid. Okay. Definitely, 100%. I grew up in church. I grew up singing in church. Yes. I learned to play keys in church. I started writing, really young. So I'm definitely church. You are 100% right on that. I grew up in church, and the thing is, I had like this crazy mix of things. Like I had church, I had, jazz and classical, and I had, regular, what we was listening to, R&B, hip hop. Yeah. I had all of that, and that kind of all comes together somehow to be my art, I guess.
That's dope. So who are some of the people that you were listening to growing up that has shaped your musical style now?
Sarah Vaughan is huge. Daryl Coley's huge influence of mine. Of course, like, like Fred Hammond, John P. Key, like the Clark sisters, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was huge D'Angelo fan. That's I was massive D'Angelo, Jodeci, R. Kelly, Usher, all of that stuff was really important.
I got you though. I got you.
All that was really important to me growing up, and like Melanie Daniels, who's amazing, and I just look up to, and Ron Grant, and so many people that. New York? I'm from New York, yeah, and I grew up in Village Underground. Yeah.
We all used to live in Village Underground. That's crazy that I'm sure I've seen you a million times. Oh yeah, wow.
For sure. Yeah, so that's where I kind of came up through the ranks, and honestly, it was a great environment for me to learn. That was a great environment for me to hone my craft and to get better. So yeah, I loved it. It was a great environment.
Wow. So have you always, even though you mentioned that you grew up around singers and you were always annoying everyone with it, was that always your intention that when I grow up, I'm going to be a singer-songwriter and tour the world?
You know, some people would say yes. Some people would say that I always knew for sure. But
Yeah.
honestly, like at first, I didn't really actually realize it as being something special because everybody in my family was musical. And then
Okay.
most of my extended family or friends circles were the friends of my mom's friends who sang. So we all
Okay.
sang and we were all musical. So I didn't think of it as something as being that special, you know.
Unique
And
or
plus,
special.
all of
Okay.
the adults in my family worked regular jobs, went to college, matriculated through school in that way.
Yes.
So it wasn't like something that I looked at as like a path forward. But once I started to really get serious about it,
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I want to do.
This is
Like,
it.
yeah, this is it. This is it.
Wow. So somebody's trying to clown. Said, look at the legendary cheekbones, though. How many Scullys are in his collection? I know that's a friend of yours.
No, actually, it doesn't seem to be, but
Oh boy,
yeah, I do have a lot of
you do have
these
a lot of
beanies.
Scullys.
Beanies coming soon in my merch. I'm about to have
Come on and
signature
plug,
beanies.
plug
Yeah,
it, plug it, plug
yeah.
it, plug it, plug it. I love it. I love it. So what was that phone call or that audition or that moment where you became you went from G to the G Noble? Applause, 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 world
I
applause.
have my situation has never been like there was like the moment. And
Okay.
also I think for me, what I was just actually saying this to my mom was that I've always just been so focused on like, the work and doing the next thing that
Yeah.
sometimes I don't stop and realize that that was actually a moment. That was a moment. But
Wow.
I've had
Okay.
these really great like stepping stones, one thing always led to the next thing. And so like I started out singing with Lauryn Hill, and that turned into like John Legend and Alicia
Oh,
Keys
oh,
and Linkin Park, and then Diddy, Jay-Z. Like you just kind of everything kind of touches back to the first thing
nice. Nice.
somehow. And and then also Village Underground. Honestly, like I met everything really started happening for me in that room. Like I started meeting people and
Wow.
started collaborating with people from that room alone. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Shout
never
out to
really
New
had
York,
like
because
a
I'm in New York.
moment, but what
Yeah.
I will say that like for me, I remember like I performed at this celebration of Quincy Jones's music, and it was at his house, and I got to like perform on his piano and stuff like that, and like I remember that moment, like that was when I really saw a shift in my mom realizing, okay, like
This is it.
you actually do this for real.
I
It's
mean,
not
you
just
were
a
at
hobby,
Quincy Jones's house. That would be a moment.
Yeah, yeah. Then she was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe, maybe it's all right that, you're not using your schooling. So
So what did you study in college?
business, but I minored in music, but mostly the whole time I was there, I was really just like going to Village Underground. I had a band, I was writing, I was in the studio all night. I was trying to like get to LA. I was trying to do this. Once
Do
I,
the
I
artist thing.
realized it, I knew.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you talked about writing. Is it accurate to say that your break really came through the writing first
Yes.
before you sing? Because I know your
Yeah.
bio said that you have written for Jason Derulo, Chris Brown,
Yeah.
Faith Evans.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
started out writing. I started out like actually really I started out in the basement in Brooklyn with Full Force some
Brooklyn.
time ago. And
Okay.
I used to go down there and I would write with my boy Baby Jerry, and they what they did for me was they gave me an engineer and the free reign in a studio to just create whatever I wanted. So I always have to look back at that
Daughter.
time as being like, 17 years old, 18 years old,
Ooh.
being able to like just be in the studio with an engineer and just
Mm.
try stuff. And that I
That's
definitely
music
feel like
heaven. That's music heaven. Right?
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And the first thing I learned was that, nobody's here, so sky's the limit. So it like really started to make me really reach and stretch.
Yeah.
And I ended up, with a pretty big range. So it was cool. It was good to start there.
And you mentioned being like 17. I feel like that was a beautiful age because
Yeah.
you're fearless. Like
Oh yeah.
your
Yeah,
nerves
for
are
sure.
not kicking.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like whatever.
Yeah,
It's only when you get older that you start to, be like, oh my God,
definitely.
what is the world gonna think? At 17, you're
Right.
like, forget everybody. This is what it is.
Definitely.
Wow. That's
definitely.
dope.
So
That's dope. I actually, I was very late to the game in discovering who G Noble is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's all right. Welcome though. You here now. That's all.
Oh, but now I do, and
You know
now
what I
I'm
mean?
It was actually early last year, before COVID, before the world got sick, right? It was early last year. I'm riding home with my drummer and my vocal director, Chuck. You know him as Chuck. And we're just talking about good music, and he's like, "Yo, let me put you on. You never heard of G Mobile?" He started playing your stuff. I was like,
that's amazing.
Right? And you play for him, and you're sitting in my car. Like, I don't even know how I'm this fortunate. But I really just started diving into all your stuff, and I feel like you have such a unique ear. You know, you have a very unique ear. Your pen is definitely mighty, but
Thank
just
you.
the way that you formulate these harmony, and I'm a harmony fiend, so that's the first thing. I was just like, oh, why would you do that? So I'm not gonna hold you down to do that. So what is your process like for? I want to ask twofold. For writing, what's your process like with writing?
Yeah.
And then when you're creating this harmony, like, what is going through your mind?
I'm a feel person, you know, coming obviously from a church background and that thing. Everything is feel. I don't have any rules. I don't have any formulas. The only thing is, if it feels right, it's right. You know.
I love it.
Like you know, and I have a lot of singers that I'm friends with who are like perfectionists. Like, I would say I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but I also like things to be very loose and raw and feel like what naturally happened. And I also think that comes from a live performance background, but also comes from singing backgrounds and touring with other artists.
Yes.
And I find that the magic is in the feel. You know, it don't matter what it is as long as it feels correct. So my mission to accomplish, whether it's writing or performing or anything, is just to make sure that someone is feeling what I'm trying to capture, you know. So
you mentioned something really powerful, singing background for other people. Like I sing background for a few artists, and I'm really okay with not being the lead sometimes, because I'm like, the heart of the song though.
Yeah.
Right, besides that bass guitar, right, that thump and them,
right,
like, if your backgrounds are not popping.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm actually, so this is the way. Let me tell you how you get a free me singing backgrounds for you for free.
Oh,
let me be somewhere and the backgrounds is not correct. I can't take it.
Okay, so
let
me stage a show with non-singers.
I can't take it. I can't take it. Well, you know, first of all, it's what I've done for a long time, and it's a passion of mine. So when backgrounds are not right, that's the easiest way. Like, people who, you know, no one knows have had me as a background singer, because I've been somewhere at a bar, like, drinking something, and I'm like,
people like, nah.
Hold on. I mean, I'll sing for anybody. If I hear somebody wrong, I'm like, oh no, pass me.
It does something to you right here.
Yeah, it's wrong. And then especially if it's somebody that I've like literally toured with for years, I'm like, I can't let this happen in my presence. Like, this is, you know.
So this is really for the benefit of your ears, not anybody else. But it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's to help myself out, really.
Right, to help you. Let me help you help me.
Yeah.
So do you vocal produce for other people as well?
I do. I love doing that. It's one of my favorite things. That's, again, early on, that's what I started doing. But you know, now it's more so just on stage or live. I do it a lot live. And you know, on albums and stuff like that. You know, working on some pretty cool albums right now, and mostly for my stuff. I mean, now that I'm doing my thing full-fledged, like, you know, top 20 Billboard, album about to drop, all that good stuff.
Come on.
Like, you know, I'm feeling very like it's time to put that energy into myself and into my stuff. So I've been really doing that, and really just taking my time with this project, and really like.
Hold on, don't say too much, because we're gonna get to this.
All right.
You know, we wrapping up this musical chain here. I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Because and by the way, thanks for those who have tuned in. I see you guys. I see the comments.
What up, y'all? What's going on?
I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're right in the middle of the interview. There's still a lot more to go. Go ahead and tag 2 people. Tell them to come on in. I also do see some questions. Do me a favor. We're gonna get to the question and answer period. Just put it in the comment box, okay? Don't put it on the the page, because I don't want to miss anybody. All right, guys. So if you have questions, you can start now. Put it in the comment box, and if I feel your question is appropriate, Gene, I be having some stuff on here.
See, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Listen, I'll do the same thing.
Your question will get asked, but go ahead and tag two people. Again, for those of you who are coming in now, this is Music Mondays with Terri Cann. We're talking to the amazing Gene Noble.
Hey.
So, Gene, what has been, before we get to just your blow up as this artist now, right? What has been one of the greatest obstacles that you have faced, and how have you overcome it? Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
I think you mean musically? You mean in you mean?
I'm talking about in life.
Oh, in life.
Again, this is the show where we get up close and personal.
Okay. In life.
But you can get as deep as you want to.
Yeah, I mean, in life, I would say that you know, the biggest thing we all have to do is just trust ourselves, and sometimes it's hard to do that because there are so many voices and so many outside influences that try to keep us from doing that. But what I've learned is I need to trust myself, like first, implicitly, always, you know, whether it's musically, whether it's just in general in life, like trusting yourself. And I think that sometimes you know, even if it's coming from a good person or a good place, like somebody wants to do like something that they think will help you, nobody's, you know, lived your life or walked in your shoes, you know what I mean? You're only you, so whatever they're telling you is what worked for them or what was good for them, but it's not necessarily what would be good for you, you know?
Right.
So really, trust is a huge thing. Trusting yourself, trusting your voice, you know, trusting your thoughts. And your path and your timing. Definitely your timing, and just that your thing is going to be your thing and your path is going to be your path, and it don't matter if nobody else ever did it, you know. It's just that's it. You can do it, you know. So
that's it. Well, you've obviously, I want to say, and you can obviously correct me if I'm wrong, in this transition to, you know, singing in the background, right?
Yeah.
And being the pen for all of these other artists, now you have stepped out into your own artistry. Would you say that you have found your voice, or was it just time?
A little bit of both, honestly. I mean, I think the interesting thing about the music industry for the last bit of time is that it's almost like it's tougher for you the more talented you are, you know?
Really?
So I think that like sometimes it's like a matter of kind of finding your way with that, you know. I mean, I think the great part about it is now like the pendulum is swinging back around, and you have a lot of incredible music, a lot of incredible artists, like some really dope soulful R&B, like some crazy incredible artists that I'm super excited to be like you know, among at this point, right? But for a while there, it got a little crazy, it got a little nervous, you know. It was a little you know, it was tough to be a singer for real, like a legit singer, and it was tough to be a songwriter who wanted to say something about love or wanted to say something deep about, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? I put out a song, Too Many Lost, earlier this year, and it was just about all of the, you know, police brutality and that type of stuff. Like, so for a while it was kind of hard to say those things, and so I think it's just taken a lot of work, and honestly, a lot of indie artists and a lot of mainstream artists who kind of like kind of started to sonically do things more in this lane, you know?
Yeah. Now, are you signed, or are you an independent artist?
Well, I'm indie / signed, so I'm with Hidden Beach. You know, we've partnered to do this project. So yeah, which is amazing. They've been great, and but I'm definitely an indie grinder. You know, I've been indie grinding for a very long time.
Wow. And can I say that you are killing the game?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome. I know. So there are a lot of independent artists and aspiring artists that listen to this show. So I love having like not only major signed artists, but also artists who are killing the game to show that you can really do this on your own. you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's more resources now for you to do this than any other time in the world. All you got to do is find your tribe, find your voice, get you 10. If you can get you 10 consistent people that'll post about your music and post about your shows,
Yeah.
you winning. You're better off than
Wow.
a lot of people, and it doesn't take much to start making noise, you know what I'm saying? And it's just as easy for you to put your stuff on YouTube, on Spotify, on everything as it is anybody else nowadays. So it's just a matter of focusing and keying in to find your tribe, your people, the people that are going to be fans of your music,
I love that. I love that. So is the end goal still trying to get signed by a record label? I just don't mean like you. We're just talking
No, I know what you
industry
mean.
now.
Yeah. I think the end game should be to make money and to be heard.
Well,
Whatever that is for you. I think there's
right.
so many different ways now. I don't think that there's one way. Like, I have friends who have, just do covers and have created YouTube channels that are generating enough revenue for them to live their lives comfortably.
Look
And
at
they don't
that.
care if they ever put an album out because it doesn't
Look
matter.
at that.
You know what I mean? So everything's different now. I think it's very different. I mean, we do realize that streaming is what it is, and most major artists at this point are earning their money from other things. So if it ain't touring, it's from other types of things.
Right.
And I think that's the thing now too, is just to realize you're gonna have to wear a whole bunch of hats and really just leverage your music and parlay your music into people just being buying into you and your brand and your culture and what you're bringing to the world.
Gina, you always just calm. You're just so like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm always chilling. I'm pretty much.
I love it. No, you have such a just a calm, cool demeanor. Like I want to call you and I'm like, so you could be like, Terry, just chill.
I tend to be around a lot of people that are like that, and I'm like this.
I can tell. Tell. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Yeah, oh my God, my question box is popping. Let's just get to a few questions.
Okay, let's go.
Continue. This is a good one. Would you ever let someone write a song for you? And he come on and put your plug in. He said, I'm asking for myself.
Absolutely. There's an email in my bio. You can always send stuff there. I listen to everything. I would welcome more songs, welcome the opportunity to collaborate with people. Sometimes it's just easier for me because I get inspired in the moment a lot when I hear a beat to just start writing. But I would love to have more collaborative moments with different writers and different producers and also different artists. So that's the goal of mine for the next one. This one, I figured, I have enough songs laying around. I would just do it. But absolutely, always hit me up. Email in my bio. Hit me up. Right, I always listen to songs.
You mentioned the word inspire, and that's actually one of my usual questions. A lot of people say, who inspires you? I like asking, what inspires you?
Okay. Life inspires me. I'm inspired by literally everything, like from something as small as TV and,
I love it.
music, or just like life, listening to people in the street walking around, like my own experiences, a book that I might have read, like just random things, any old thing, that comes to mind. Life is inspiring. I always really honestly feel inspired just living,
And are you one of those writers that can just hear a beat and be like,
if I like the beat, if you
like the beat, you feel
God,
so jealous.
But sometimes it's either if I like the beat, I can pretty much write immediately. But sometimes, if I'm intimidated by it, like if I like it so much,
you get intimidated, Gino?
Yeah, well, just if the music speaks so much to me that I want to make sure I get every line right. Sometimes I can take longer, but most times it's pretty quick. Like I think almost everything on my project now was written really quickly because it just came straight away. So
that's dope. Guys, again, if you have a question, just post it in the question box. I'm your boy. You try to take over my team. He got like 15 questions, but they're all really good. If you could do a song with anybody dead or alive, who would they be? 3 people only.
Wow, that's a tough one.
You take all my questions. Just go ahead. It's okay.
Wow. Okay, quickly. Prince, Nat King Cole, Sarah Vaughan. I'll just go with that. That's 3.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you could have stopped at Prince.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. I'm your boy. I'm just gonna scroll down to see if there are any other people we can give a chance.
Yeah.
Have you ever sang with your favorite artist? Who is your favorite artist?
I've sung with a few of my favorite artists. I've sung with Stevie Wonder before. Yeah. I obviously toured with Usher for a long time, and Usher is one of my favorite artists. So that was one I didn't even need to learn the music. I sung with CeeLo. And I was like, that was super cool. I'm a huge CeeLo fan, so that was major. I started out with Lauryn Hill, and that was when I started out, like, man, that was a huge thing to me. So that was massive. Yes, I've sung with many of my favorite artists. Is amazing. You know? I sing with Sting. I mean, you know, these are songs that, like, I grew up listening to. You know, I remember that song Faith when I was a kid, and so every time I'm on stage with Sting singing Faith or Shape of My Heart, I'm always just like, this is crazy, you know. Like,
it must be so surreal to you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have so many artists that I'm a fan of that I've sung with that are my favorite, like really legit. Like, I didn't even have to, Faith Evans, I didn't have to learn any of that music, you know. I knew that stuff, you know, so yeah.
So what's your definition of success as an artist? Would you say, like what you just described, like the people that I've been listening to, I'm on stage or they know my name, would you categorize that as success?
No, success is my music being in as many phones, as many playlists as possible, you know. Like, success to me is when people tag me in Matching Tattoos is on the radio, you know. To me, it's like, yo, this song lyric got me through this moment. That's to me is success. To me, success is, you know, I have a show at the Birchmere, you know, like, and it's a relatively small show, obviously, because I do big touring, right? But just the Birchmere moment is success for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be in, you know, Caesar's Palace with Sting or whatever, like, you know, whatever that stuff. But like my shows where it's just a room of people who came to hear my songs and my music, that's success for me.
Love it. I'm your boy. You don't have to feel bad about the questions. I'm here for it.
They were good questions. They're
really good. Excuse me. What's your favorite self-care thing to do post-performance to decompress?
Post-performance decompress. Well, I smoke weed. No, I mean,
like most artists do.
No, I'm sorry. You know, but no, honestly, after the show, I'm like still hyped. Like, you know, I feel like I want to do another show after the show, so I try to do something like, you know, middle ground, like chill, not talk too much, not scream too much, just try to, like, you know, pull myself down. I try to talk low as opposed to like pushing my voice, which happens because you're standing backstage with your peoples or whatever. But yeah, I try not to like push my voice too heavy, and I try to chill out. Yeah.
And what about pre-show? Somebody said sex. You know what, y'all? I'm gonna
you know, sometimes maybe. Wait, what? Pre-show?
Yeah.
I like to do cardio before a show. Okay. That's something I try to do before every show, so I could just open my voice up. I don't feel like there's anything that opens your voice up better than cardio. So, you know, if you feel like your voice isn't in the tip-top shape, you run a mile, I guarantee your voice will start to sound right.
Right. You put to the test.
Yeah, but I keep it chill. I'm super. You see, I'm chill. I'm mellow. I'm dim lights. I'm like vibes, and then I go out there and do my things.
And just sing the house down. Are you one of those artists who, like, I'm not talking the entire day because I'm preparing for the show?
No. Honestly, I know people that do that, but I've always been of the mindset that, like, when I was learning to sing, or any of the times that I've sung before and been good at it, I didn't sit around quiet all day. I warmed up. I probably was screaming and joking and laughing all day, you know. So that's probably more gonna help me warm up than me being quiet all day. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
But I just honestly, legit, I don't do anything really super special. I try to stay hydrated. I do about a gallon of water a day, and I do cardio. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I would have mine, but it's a little out my reach right now. But I can see it.
It's all good. Have you ever considered not streaming and just selling music directly?
Yeah, sure. I definitely have. I mean, I think I do sell music directly. I think I do a little bit of all the things, and I think right now that's what it's about, is diversifying, doing as much as you possibly can. But you can't really avoid the streaming at this point. I mean, I guess you could, but you shouldn't. You know,
right.
So I mean, it's all about being on playlists. I mean, I think the greatest thing that's happened for me and so many other artists is being on these playlists, and then people discover us, people find us. You know, like a lot of people have found me because Champagne Jack was on the Brown Sugar playlist on Apple Music, and people are like, "Yo, I found you on Apple Music playlist," and you know, I never heard, you know, so you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so it's helpful.
Oh, I really like this one. How do you feel like you've grown as an artist from your first project to your current one?
I think I have found myself, my own voice. I mean, I guess as you evolve as a person, you evolve as an artist, and I think that is true of me as a person. So it's also true of my music, is that I kind of sit into myself a lot better now. Like I'm a lot more comfortable in myself. You know what I mean? And I think my music sounds like that. Like I don't have to like really, you know, I'm cool and comfortable in who I am and my accomplishments and whatever. I don't have to necessarily prove anything. I just want to like tell the story, and have the story be felt. So that's how I feel about the music now.
I love that. Maya is here. She said hello. I love Maya. I love you.
What's up, Maya?
Okay. Wow. Would you ever do a song with Avery Wilson?
Sure, I'll do a song with anybody, pretty much. But Avery's dope, great singer. I'm sure you're asking because of the vocal similarities and things like that. Avery's dope ass singer, and yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we'll do something at some point.
Probably. Who is on? I mean, I feel like you've sung for every amazing artist.
Yeah.
Besides Terri, that'll come later.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, come on. Hey, listen, I ain't retired yet, so you know. I still got time. I got time.
Okay, we'll talk about that off the line. But cool. Who's like on your bucket list? Like who's left that you just like, I gotta get with this person?
Let me see. You know, there's not many left. There's not many left. You know,
everybody, they mama.
Yeah. I mean, there's really not many left. Stevie Wonder was on that list for sure. You know,
I'm sure.
I said, and the summer before I started singing with Sting, I said his name out loud in a conversation that I want to sing with Sting, and I actually went to see his show. I was touring at the time with Usher, and Sting was on the night before us. So I went to go see his show, like, and I was like, this would be a dope ass show to be a part of, but never like thought
I ain't really be.
Yeah, right. I just was like, oh, that would be a dope ass show to be a part of. And literally a year later, I was in the studio, like recording the album with them, and then on the road, and boom, you know. So
thoughts and words.
Yeah. Maybe I need to put some more energy into this list, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Hello.
But no, honestly, I really legitimately, I mean, I've done it all. You said it. I've had so many experiences in that world. It's time for me to do my thing. Like, it's beyond time. I've paid my dues, and it's time. I think now it's like I have my songs that I want to sing, and I have my lyrics that I want to get out to the world, and I have my shows that I want to do. And every single person that I've toured with is like...
independent artist. I'm asking you, like, people to be on your project, like who, you know, duets on your project.
Oh yeah, duets on my joints.
Yeah, like, your background. Not that you can't do background.
Yeah. No,
okay, we get it. You've done that, but you
Yeah, like I would love to do something with like there's so many artists. I want to collab with Alex Isley, Snow Allegra, um, Janae Aiko, Jasmine Sullivan, Lucky Day, Victoria Monet,
Oh,
Aaron Ray,
I'm here for all of them.
you know, like
I'm here for
all of
all.
that stuff. You know, Ari Lennox, you
Oh,
know, like all of that stuff is vibes. SZA, you know,
what about
uh,
her?
her, of course, yeah, Division, her, yeah, I would love to do something with her. Like,
Whew.
let me think. So it's really honestly so many artists that are dope right now. So many. Um, Pink Sweat. I would love to do something with Pink Sweat. I would love to do something with Khalid. Um, Sheesh. I know I'm missing names and forgetting people, but I would love to do. I'm super open to collabs. I have so many that I want to do.
I love it. I think there's so much power in collaboration.
Yeah,
Too, you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely. It's and also it's fun. It's just fun. Like it's really fun to like just put those ideas out there and just see what happens, you know?
Definitely, definitely. I'm your boy. Set, ask. When and how did you come up with the theme for your song For Granted?
The theme for my song For Granted. I don't remember actually. I don't exactly remember, but I do remember interestingly enough that I the way that song came about was Keisha Renee, who was on that song, happened to be in New York.
Okay.
And I wrote, this was the crazy thing is I wrote the song and I was like, yo, this would be dope to have, you know, a female vocal on. And then I was like, Keisha should do this song with me. And I was like, Keisha, you know, where are you at? I just sent her a text, like, you know, where are you at? What are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm in New York. I was like, are you serious? I'm in New York right now. And she was like, yeah, like word. And she sent me her location. And she was literally like 600 feet from the studio that I was in. Yeah. And then,
Wow.
and so I told her to come by. And then I was in the studio and I kind of just had that verse and that hook. And then Keisha sat down and we had like this whole long conversation. And it was kind of similar subject matter to what the song was.
Oh.
And then I was like, yo, really? Because I just wrote this verse and this hook and it kind of is what you're talking about as a situation, you know? And so I pushed the space bar and I pushed play and she's like, I got it. Let me let me go in the booth. And like all the years that I wasted, honestly, there's no way to apologize. You shouldn't have took me for granted. That's all her, like her first take. Shouldn't have took me for granted. Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah, fucking had it. Yeah. All of that was take one. That's all like take one. And my engineer will tell you, we were all just sitting there like, well, I guess that's the song.
Right. Well.
So that's my For Granted story.
I just love how you break out into these, you know, 15-minute riffs flawlessly. Just like you went from a word to okay. Like, where they do that at? Like,
hey, you know what it is. You specifically know what it is.
No, sir. No, I would need a minute. Like, hold on, let me think. What's my starting note? Where am I trying to end? The way I was like, because you know, like. And then I have
but it's good sometimes. That's good. I like that. That's taking a moment.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Gene. Oh my God, your voice. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. What life experience mostly influenced your songwriting?
What one life experience mostly influenced my songwriting? I would say I probably wouldn't be. I would. My dad probably, you know, I lost my dad when I was really young, and that is when I started to be started to write more. You know, it was kind of something that was encouraged to express myself and to express my feelings, and I was a pretty quiet kid, So that was something that was encouraged, was me to write, to express my feelings or to express my emotions about the loss of my father.
Wow.
And so that, I guess that would be the one experience that mostly influenced my songwriting.
Dopeness. And you talk about your mom a lot. You said she's a singer. She never became an artist, or she was just like
church. You know, my mom is an information technology executive. She designs computer systems, like, but she's an amazing singer, and I grew up listening to her sing. And she used to sing with like a lot of different gospel artists and gospel groups, and just, you know, like praise and worship and in choir at church and stuff like that. So I grew up, you know, listening to her sing, and she used to sing like Change, Tremaine Hawkins, and I yeah, that's how I started. She was my first, you know, voice teacher, and all her friends that I call my aunties, they all were, you know, they were all who I learned from. And you know, again, we didn't think we were dope when we were kids. We didn't think we were good because they were so ridiculously amazing. Like we just sung because it was what we did, you know. And again, it wasn't until I started being in like school or being around other people, and then like girls would be like, "Oh, sing that song," or whatever. I'd be like, "Oh, this is something. I got a little something."
It's a thing, right?
You know? So that's how it started.
Wait, were you one of those guys in high school that was like, "Girl, come here"? Like, were you
absolutely,
just like,
absolutely?
No?
I was always singing. Always, I absolutely was always singing. That's all I had. That was all I had. I didn't have any game. I didn't have nothing else. That's all I had was to sing. Like that was all I had. Like all I knew was that, you know, whatever the song was on the radio that was the hot new song, I knew I could kill it. I knew that.
That's so absolutely funny. That's so funny. I feel like you should do a song with your mom and put it out on Mother's Day. Oh,
you know what? I believe it or not, I'm doing a song with her, and it's gonna be on my Christmas project, which will be out next year. So I convinced her.
In the prophetic on
you flowing. You flowing. You was in the, you was all up in the room. You was all up in
I'm oily.
No, yeah, you oily today.
That's amazing. I can't wait to hear that. Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm super excited about it.
It's amazing. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get back to your questions. I think this is a friend. Old friend Nigel says congratulations and looks forward to collaborating with you on new music.
Okay, what up, old friend Nigel?
Oh, I love this one. Of the songs you've written, either for yourself, I'm assuming for yourself or someone else, which song is your favorite and most meaningful?
My most meaningful for me was is a song called Wherever You Are. And that one is meaningful to me because it was like a moment where I wasn't sure I wanted to still pursue like my artistry, like me being an artist and doing my music solo and all that stuff. And so that song is really me actually coming to the realization that what success was for me. And so Wherever You Are is me saying, as long as I end up wherever you are, meaning my music is wherever you are. If my music is in your, you know, your phone or whatever, that's then I've done what I came here to do. So that's what the goal is. So that's Wherever You Are is my most meaningful one. And on my new project, there's one called Whatever It Is. And that's really important to me, but y'all will hear that. Some people have heard, if you come to my shows, I test my songs out in shows early to make sure I know that they're working. So yeah, it'll be out in May. So Whatever It Is and Wherever You Are. Those are the two most meaningful.
Awesome. Hello, everyone coming in. I'm sorry,
what up, everybody?
That I don't say hello to people who say
what up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? I'm all like crunched down because the top half of my...
He's saying
What's
hello.
up, Robert Ball?
I love you too, Robert Ball. Oh my God, it's been so long.
I know Robert Ball from Underground days.
I was just about to say I met Robert Ball at the Underground.
Boom. There you go. I did too. And I used to host the open mic called The Den, and Robert Ball used to come hang out with us at the Den. So
that's
what up,
so
Robert
dope.
Ball?
The singers world is like small. The New York singers world is like
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh, that's so. But I love it. I love it. Like we look at Corey Henry. I'm just like,
Absolutely.
dude, I
Yeah.
remember when you were just the Corey Henry, and now look at you.
Exactly.
I love
Yeah,
that.
all of us. I mean, I guess we were all kids and you know, been at it so long, and it's kind of like it's amazing to see everybody matriculating,
I
you know.
love it. And it shows like the power of consistency.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's
I
like,
know this is not an easy path that you chose. The music is not an easy
no.
situation. So what is it that keeps you going, Gene?
You know, the only thing that keeps me going in it is that it is my therapy. It is my life. It's like what I know that I'm here to do. And it's just like, I would be doing it anyway. So why not just put my effort and energy into it? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I would be doing it if I was sitting at a desk in a suit with a briefcase or whatever. I would be doing it if, you know what I mean? I would still be finding my time to make music. I would be staying up late at night and still doing it. So why not live in it and do it, you know? I mean, and I honestly have to say that I've been super fortunate to have, like, you know, publishing deals and tour with different artists. And of course that helped me to stay the course and maintain, you know, myself while I was doing what I was doing. But I would have been doing it anyway. So my thing was just put the energy towards it because, you know, I would have been doing it anyway.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm just gonna get like 2 more questions,
All right,
guys,
cool.
because we are near the end.
Cool. This was cool. That was good. This was a good question. Sometimes it don't be good questions. This were good questions, Terri.
That's why I screened them.
You did good. Good job, Terri. You did good. It's good.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. So are you a New Yorker? I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to ask the questions. You're supposed to ask the questions.
Don't get your world, Gene. I am
All
New
right.
Yorker. I'm currently sitting in Queens, New York.
Oh, come on. I'm sitting in Long Island.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
right there on the Cross Island.
Yeah, this is where I grew up here. I went to Hofstra. I went to high school here in Long Island.
You went to Hofstra?
I did.
And what high school did you go to?
Baldwin.
Oh, you a little sedity, aren't you? You a little
No.
you a little sedity.
No, not at all.
Yes, you are. No, you were well raised. That's awesome.
No. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. We definitely got to chop it up after this.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I think Can Gene, excuse me, sing us something before he leaves? That is actually how we close out the show.
Okay.
He don't need to warm up. He can...
No.
Jeez.
So it's now?
No, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Dang,
Terri. See, I wish these could sync. I wish we could make these sync up. If we could sync up, you lucky that we can't sync up because otherwise we'd be doing the duet right now.
I'll be like silent as you sing because I would be too afraid.
It would be over, right? We have collab jam sessions all day. They need to figure that out, though.
I'm sure they're going. Well, I don't know. Instagram's been live for a while. I don't know. I know Clubhouse is trying to figure it out. Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be.
They need to do
crazy.
Something. But Gene, I would be too intimidated to sing with you. It would just be me staring at you.
No, not at all. No. It's all about feels. It's all about, you know, the feels.
I love it. I'm gonna ask this because this is from my boy Joshua. I need Gene and R&B Kenny on a collab together. Any thoughts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my bro. We're gonna figure it out. We are definitely gonna figure that out. That is my little brother. I've known Cann for 1 billion years, so yes, it will happen.
So, oh, I love this. I think this was based on what you said earlier, just about feeling stuff in writing and producing. Have you ever had a moment where something didn't feel right, but it was still amazing?
No.
Oh, wow. Because if it ain't it, it ain't it.
Yeah. It ain't never happened.
I love it. Okay, I think everything else is cool. This last one actually takes us into our last set of questions.
Yeah.
Do you have any more concerts lined up for this year? So what is next for BG Noble?
Well, releasing this music in May, so I'm very, very excited.
Come on, May.
Yes, May the music comes out, so I'm very excited about that.
Exact date, or just May?
I don't want to say because every time I've said an exact date, it's gotten pushed back. So I'm gonna just go ahead and knock on wood and say May.
May.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but yes, it's looking like it's gonna be May, for sure, for sure. And yeah, I'm so excited. And yes, there'll be so many amazing performances, some virtual stuff, some really cool moments that we got lined up. I'm gonna do some cool features, some virtual features, some cool stuff. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff. And as touring comes back, I'm definitely gonna get on the road and support the music. So yeah.
I think every artist is like, I need a show.
Yeah, what? Yo, for real, for real. Birchmere, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm probably gonna be up there 2 hours. They're gonna be like, yo, bro, you supposed to sing an hour. I'm like, it's gonna be 2 hours.
Wait,
like,
when is that? When is that
the
show?
Birchmere is April 1st, Alexandria, Virginia. That's my DMV show. So I'm very excited about that. We are selling really great. So if anybody's on here from the DMV and you want tickets, get tickets now because they are gonna sell out.
First.
Yes, April 1st.
My mommy's going to Virginia on April 1st. My son is right here. Just
yeah.
You want to take a road trip?
Come on down.
We're going to go see Uncle G. No, I don't think you can. But look.
Come on down.
Amazing. I know you. Oh, my God. Whew. We missed the stage, the lights, the people.
Yes. So, I can't wait. It's going to be really cool. And I think everyone's trying to like figure it out and work it out. You know, everybody's doing like smaller capacities and just trying to see what we can make happen because we obviously want to be safe, but Lord, we need to get back to music, you know.
Yeah. Brooklyn said yes, DMV, and she already has her ticket. That's what's
Come on, Brooklyn.
That's what's up. Listen, guys, keep supporting Gene. You know, that's the only way that independent artists that we make it. You know what I mean? So definitely, absolutely. If this is your first time hearing about Gene Noble, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Go check out all of his music. You will not be disappointed at all. Wait, before I end.
Yeah, sure.
You grew up in church?
I did.
What was the decision to sing secular and not gospel?
You know, I really started.
And you could be real. You could be real.
No, it's a lot. This is a long answer, actually. This isn't a short answer, but
okay.
Number one, I would say is that I wrote everything. I wrote the songs that I was writing weren't always gospel. Some were just love songs. Some weren't love songs, right?
Got it.
So I was just writing what I wrote, and what came to me, and that's what I trust. So that is what came out, right? But also, honestly, I didn't find myself to have a lot of opportunities in church as far as like trying to like sing like as a youngster. I think there's kind of like with gospel music back then anyway, it was like more so you had to be a certain age and you had to kind of have lived long enough or done enough for somehow that you now are qualified enough to be a gospel singer, which is kind of, you know what I mean? Like I don't, there's not really a bunch of, there aren't any really like 15, 16-year-old gospel singers, you know what I mean? Like
I got you.
For the most part, it's a, you know, you're older when you get into it. So as a kid, I mean,
I've never really thought about. I'm thinking like, you're right.
Yeah, there aren't, because it's kind of almost like you have to have enough life in you or something. You have to have lived long enough or been saved long enough or whatever. I don't really know, but it just feels like there's a, it felt like as a kid that it wasn't really like, you know, you had to be a certain age or live a certain whatever, you know. So I don't know. I kind of just shied away from it just because I wasn't really getting those kinds of opportunities. And honestly, I was just around too many amazing people. I mean, you know, Corey Henry, I mean, we were all kids, but the people that were the next age above us in New York were so amazing that, you know, it was kind of just like, I'm gonna just go over here and do what I do, and hopefully people mess with that, you know.
Got it.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Will you ever do like a single, like a gospel single?
Oh yeah, I've done collabs with my friends, some gospel collabs, and I will definitely do more. And I will continue to write. I write gospel songs. You know, I will continue to always do that. That'll always be around somewhere. So
dope.
Dope.
I love it. This is my last question for real.
All right, cool.
What's the bigger picture of what you do, or why you do what you do? What's the what's the end goal here?
I mean, I think I have my own little, I guess, things in my head that I want to prove to myself. You know, I kind of want to prove that to myself that, you know, this can happen a certain kind of way, and that you don't have to sacrifice, you know, yourself to do it, and you don't have to like screw people over or do crazy things, or you know, come up with salacious things or try to figure this out or that out. You could just be actually dope, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a big thing that is part of what I want to prove to myself, is that, you know, you can just be good and still win and not like have to do all the other shit stuff.
You're fine.
Right.
You are fine, trust me.
You know?
That's dope. Okay. I cannot thank you enough for lending us your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been
I
awesome.
really am honored to be able to speak to you, and thank you for Andre said you always enjoyed your selection at the Village Underground. Yes, Andre, we got
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I missed them days.
Memories. But yes, thank you so much for coming. And I want to end with advice to independent artists and like 54 bars, 16 bars, 24. Whatever you feel to sing.
Advice for independent
artists.
It ain't for the faint of heart. You know what I mean? Don't do it literally for any other reason besides it being the only thing you can imagine to do that you would be happy doing. Because it will test you in every single possible way it can. Ooh. And then test you some more. Because it's not rooted in any kind of like, you know, like we said, it's, you know, I mean, if you are good at medicine, you'll be a doctor and you'll make good money and you're guaranteed a pretty decent life. You know what I mean? Right. If you're good at most other things, you know, there's certain guarantees that happen that come with being good at that. So music is one of those things that you can perfect and be great. Mm-hmm. And be at your house trying to figure out what you're gonna have for dinner, trying to have some ramen noodles or whatever, right? You know? Right. So I think it's just I would say, if it's really what you want, don't let anybody run you away from it, and just know that you got to be in there for the long haul. And you know, like they say, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. You know what I mean? And also for figuring out for you what success is for you, as opposed to what success is for everybody else, and what it is, right? So important. Yeah. And just you know, be you. And I think the more that you're you, the more you'll stand out. Like the more people will come find you, as opposed to it blending in with everything else, because we have enough of everything else. Like just do something else, you know.
I love that. Thank you so much, Gene.
No problem.
So now we're going to be blessed with the vocals of the sultry, the amazing, the one who can riff on snap of a finger, Mr. Gene Noble.
All right, so since someone mentioned this song earlier, or mentioned what was my favorite song of mine, it's called Wherever You Are, and it's on all streaming platforms if you want to hear the full thing. But anyways, it goes like, as long as I end up wherever you are, I'd run through hell to get to heaven. If mine still works, then you can have my heart. Baby, just take me wherever you are. All I am is really nothing if I just waste away in the dark. As long as I end up wherever you are, I'd run through hell to give you heaven. If mine still works, then you can have my heart. Baby, just take me wherever you are. All I am is really nothing if I just waste away in the dark.
Why are you like this? That's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm wishing you nothing but long-term success. I mean, your
Thank you,
music in
Terri.
rotation still years after the Lord decides to come and rapture you. Years after.
Yeah. Hey, from your mouth to God's ears.
Thank you, Gene. Have a
Thank you,
good
Terri.
night.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.